Hello. Good morning, everyone. So welcome back to the afternoon the next sections. So now we are glad to have Richard Law from HSBC. He is Managing Director and also Regional Chief Information Officer from HSBC. So we are very lucky to have his support again. I always want to mention that he is actually supporting our UN since 3 years ago. So I'm really excited to see Richard again. So Richard, can you hear me well?
I can, Patrick, and it's good to be back. It's good to be one of the originals back.
Yeah, I can see your face and also your voice key as well, and your screen
Right.
should be ready. So let me pass the stage to you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, fantastic. This is my third year speaking at the API Days conference, and what I'd like to talk about is a bit about what's changed over the last 2 or 3 years, and how our bank, HSBC, is leading the march in banking in Asia Pacific, and in particular in the way that we're using API technology to deliver the platform economy. I have some data from Gartner's 22 March Hot Topics survey, and it shows the priority that's being placed on implementing APIs by banking and financial services organisations around the world, and these numbers hold certainly very true for us here in Asia. And if I cast my memory back to um, the similar sorts of statistics just 2 or 3 years ago, the near ubiquity of APIs as a core part of technology strategy by banks and financial institutions was nowhere near these levels. And what that shows is that the concepts and the principles and the benefits, I guess, that we can accrue from understanding how to best use API technology and how to integrate that into the way we build and orchestrate our technology inside our organizations, and the way that we use it to connect to our customers is really proving out. And quite frankly, today, if you don't have a sophisticated, invested, and appropriately executed API strategy, then you're going to be falling behind. Why do we do it? All the things that I think all of us know. What we're finding, though, is that very much our strategy is being driven by our customers. And I'm in the commercial bank, so the customers that I talk about are our incorporated customers, which range from small to medium-sized businesses right up to some of the very largest companies around the world. And really, the main driver behind this is about providing technology integration and capability to keep up with the ever-increasing pace of business. Things that we're seeing out there in commercial banking land is certainly a meteoric rise in the volumes of electronic transactions. The trend was already heading that way prior to the COVID pandemic, but with lockdowns and the changes in the way that we live and work and shop and transact, we've seen very significant acceleration in electronic commerce. And with electronic commerce comes a need to be able to move at an increased pace. And the only way that we're going to be able to move at that increased pace is through technology-enabled connectivity to our customers. And so we've got a strategy which is about providing deep integration to our HSBC services, which of course are going to provide real-time processing and seamless integration to the systems that our customers use. And what's really interesting is that as we've gone along this journey over the last couple of years, we've moved away from sort of a catalogue of services style approach to becoming more like a programmable bank for our customers. We're beyond the idea, or we're sort of evolved now where our customers are thinking creatively about how they're going to use API technology and how they're going to use their ability to integrate to our products and services to innovate and provide better service, better transactions, lower cost of operation, straight through processing, etc., in the business that they do. And that's really exciting for us. As technologists, we like to see the innovation and creativity that the great minds in HSBC have been able to turn into our API offerings and our platform banking offerings, turn into opportunities for new business and new ways of satisfying customers for the clients that we work with. The sorts of things that we are doing are things like access to real-time payments and trade and foreign exchange services. With the meteoric increase, and not only just an increase in the volume of transactions that we're doing, but a bit of a change in the nature of transactions that we're doing. We're seeing more lower value, higher volume transactions. The barriers to trade, ranging from things like large-scale international trade down to the sorts of transactions that consumers do with our business customers, means that there are more transactions of a lower volume, and so in order to be able to support those more transactions of a lower volume, we need to be able to embed API-based transaction capability as an offering to our customers into those transaction flows. And so we see great opportunities to use APIs to provide integrated access to things like payments facilities and trade finance facilities and foreign exchange transaction capabilities. Obviously, the world is mobile, and we're doing a lot in the world of mobile-enabled payments and collections. We have a terrific product called our Omni product that allows us to do multi-currency, multi-market API integrated payments and collections. We're also providing richer data to our customers to support the way that they process their transactions, and we're doing that through seamless integration to just about all of the major ERP and accounting vendors that are out there. And the last thing I'd like to mention too is that business, another big change in business that we've seen certainly over the last 10 years, but really increasing, is just the internationalization of business. The 10 years ago, 20 years ago, when you started a business, you'd open a shop front in a single location. If your business went well, you might open a second. If your business continued to grow, you might think about another city in your home country, and then maybe after 5 or 7 years, you might think about starting to go across international borders. Well, nowadays, just about everybody from the day that they open their doors is trading internationally. Electronic commerce and the internet allows us to reach customers in new markets, and so transactional FX and the ability to facilitate that international trade and commerce is made better and faster and more valuable to our customers when we can integrate that capability with APIs. And what we're seeing is that the reach of the demand for these services is not just the big companies. Certainly, our major customers, as I mentioned just a minute ago, they're starting to look for more sophisticated offerings. They're starting to look for co-creation of capability to enhance their offers. But we're also seeing it right down to some of the smallest businesses. And the way that we're reacting to that is that we are providing a new product. It's called HSBC Business Go for people in Hong Kong who are familiar with our Vision Go product. We're adding some tooling to enable our business customers to access API-based services to automate their own process transaction flows, and those are targeted to support even the smallest businesses. And so this for me is like a really exciting evolution again, that we're seeing I guess the proliferation and increasing sophistication of API technology reaching right across the economy, and really helping to facilitate better transactions and better commerce for our customers. One of the things that I think has evolved over the last couple of years, and it really, really is key to the success of API strategy, is the developer experience. And that's a new thing for banks. Banks have traditionally, we've not seen the technologists in the organisation, in our customer organisations, as being a key part of the customer chain, and certainly today they are. And as a result of that, I think making sure that we have a product and a service that targets and meets the needs of our customer developers is really important. And so the way that we're doing that is by providing them with the tools and the opportunities to test and trial and play around with the APIs that we have on offer. So we offer a very high quality developer portal and developer sandbox. We are increasingly actively engaging with these people and talking to them about the ways that we can actually continue to evolve and develop new capability, new features to support them, and really talking to them about the things that are from a technologist perspective, and having active and open dialogue about things like security and data protection and privacy, and increasingly in Asia things like data residency and the likes, and the things that are important, like making sure that we're building for scale and that we are creating scalable, elastic, robust infrastructure to support the ambitions and the growth trajectories that our customers are looking for. Developer experience really is a key differentiator. If I think about the times when I've been at the keyboard, you look for the opportunities, the things that are logical, consistent, easy to use. If we make it too hard and make it too complex and are consistent in the way that we offer our API offerings to our customers, then they're just simply going to go somewhere else. And so we spend a lot in terms of thinking about the experience for that developer community and maximizing the utility that we give them. This is backed up by the HSBC portfolio of products. We offer some stuff that many others can't. But if we make it robust, secure, scalable, easy to use, and provide the tools to trial and test these things, then we're going to be able to provide a high quality experience for those developers. And as I mentioned, it is about a journey, and certainly, the journey that we're seeing is. I personally think that we're very, very early in the days of what I call platform banking and banking as a service. A very important thing about banking is making sure that you are available and you are where your customers are. And certainly more and more of our customers are engaging in commerce and transactions via digital platforms and digital channels. And so we're very committed to making sure that we are at the very front of the market in our platform banking, API-based banking, banking as a service type offerings, and that we're actively listening and engaging with our customers. So I can give a couple of examples of where that's coming true. We're very active in using API technology to enhance our offerings in trade finance. We are the world's largest trade bank, and we by a long way. And so therefore, a big chunk of the world's trade is financed and funded and supported by transactions provided by HSBC. And as I mentioned, those trade patterns are changing. More transactions, more international trade, higher volumes, lower values, etc. And key to that is making sure that we have a first-class, best-in-market offering to support the needs of our customers. So let me just quickly share a little video for you. This shows how we are positioning our product offering for trade finance and our technology-led product offering. Really not so much talking about the bibs and the bobs and the technology specifications, but really talking about it as a facilitator of trade.
How, where, and what we trade is radically changing. Technology is bringing the world closer together, but it also presents a new set of challenges. We'll help you embrace the power of that change, to spark connections, seize fresh opportunities around the world, and break barriers. Shape a stronger, more sustainable supply chain. Trade smarter, safer, and faster, with greater confidence and improved access to financing. At HSBC, that's our commitment, helping business, people, and the planet to thrive through the power of trade. Explore new trade opportunities today.
And I really personally quite like that video, because what it shows is that API technology and API as an enabler of financial services has gone beyond a technologist discussion. And this is a great exciting time for us technologists, I guess, because now what we're seeing is it becoming an engine of commerce. And the work that we do as leaders in API technology and leaders in the work that we're doing, is that we're creating a new platform for commerce. And that for me is very, very exciting. The second case study that I want to talk to you about is how we're starting to use API technology to change some of the fabric of commerce. I'm very pleased that one of the teams that works in my part of the bank successfully patented what we call our HDSU, our HSBC DLT settlement utility. And this is a piece of technology that actually allows us to go and take distributed ledger transactions, so whether or not it's on a blockchain or another type of distributed ledger, and actually settle in real time the transactions into the traditional payments infrastructure. And we do that with some very robust, very secure, clever API integration technology. I'm very proud of the team. They took a really creative approach to solving, sort of bridging this new world requirement to connect API-based real-time commerce to the traditional rails and infrastructure that we use to move money around the world. And the HDSU now allows us to settle those transactions without human intervention. And that's been one of the challenges, I guess, as this whole industry has evolved, is that without the end-to-end integration, but sure, we all like to think about the shiny things at the front of customer experience and platforms and ecosystems and things like that, but we still have to make sure that it works in the world as it is today. And this piece of work by these folks has been really, really terrific in terms of building a scalable and robust technology. So that's really what I wanted to cover. The message, I guess, is as somebody who's been working with Patrick and the Apidays team for the last 3 years, I've really enjoyed seeing the evolution of the API marketplace and the API ecosystem, certainly the one that we've built here in Hong Kong, and now I understand that we're building around the world. Because what we're doing is that we, as I said a couple of times, is we're creating a platform for the future of commerce. The future of commerce is connected. It's value-added services. It's improved end-to-end straight-through processing. It's leveraging enhanced and enriched data to do better commerce. But importantly, it's about banks like us working together with technologists like you and our customers to make sure that we're constantly moving this dialogue forward. And thank you again to Patrick and the team for the opportunity to give this little update. And actually in the next slide, anybody wants to find out about what we're doing in trade or what we're doing in other API technology or what we're doing with our HDSU, please don't hesitate to drop me a line. So Patrick, I'm all yours.
Yeah, okay. So, thanks again, Richard. So, yeah, you share some experience about the developer experience, etc. So, I have one quick question to you. Is talking about, okay, everyone is talking about open banking, open API, but we should be thinking, okay, after these 3 years, open API is not actually for everyone. It's for the suitable people. So, from the past experience on the, for example, in Hong Kong, the open API framework. Is there any quick lesson learned that you can share? For example, you mentioned, oh, the developer experience matter because the partner will not be connected to every bank. They may pick the most suitable bank, and vice versa. Can you share what is the expected effective collaboration from your perspective in API collaboration?
Yeah, look, you know, I think we need to be a little bit patient with some of the open API evolution. The genesis of open banking APIs was really this principle that a bank customer's data is theirs, and they should have access to their data and be able to do with it what they want. And that's sort of what drove the early genesis of open banking. It started in the UK and now it's evolved around the world. But I think as an industry overall, particularly the fintech industry, sort of raced very quickly this notion of access to banking data from customers' banking data to provide services. But there's a little bit of providing a solution looking for a problem. And I think the lesson that we all need to take away from that is that great ideas can be great, but if your customers don't really need them, or if you don't deal with them from a customer's perspective, then it's going to be hard to be successful. And so I think one of the lessons that I take away from the first 3 or 4 years of development of open banking here in Hong Kong is to go and talk to the end user customers and make sure that what you're developing is something they really need, because there are going to be great use cases out there, and the journey, we haven't quite finished the deployment of all the features of open banking in Hong Kong yet. There's still more waves to come, and as we go through time, I think new use cases will emerge. But if you don't start with a customer, then you're running around with a hammer looking for a nail, and maybe there aren't any nails to hit, right? So I do encourage everybody to start with the customers and work your way back.
Okay. So I also see your slide talking about some upcoming strategies, banking as a service, and you mentioned your brand, our networks, and I believe that a lot of people should be interested into that one. So besides the technologies or operation, do you think the brand or actually the context or trust that the third-party partner is very important if they want to partner with the bank?
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And I always say that the biggest thing that we have as a bank, HSBC has a bank, is trust. When you put your money in the bank, you trust that it's safe. You trust that we're going to look after it, and you also trust that we're going to look after your data and your privacy and your confidentiality and things like that. And certainly, as we start looking at the organisations that we're willing to partner with for. And I think we're talking here about the use cases where we're embedding our services in third-party marketplaces or ecosystems and things like that. We have very high expectations that they're going to follow the same principles of trust and integrity that we do. The reality is that our brands are out there together, and even though we might be providing a service in ABC platform, it is still HSBC, and so. Making sure that we're dealing with reputable organisations that have the discipline and the commitment to security and privacy and confidentiality is a really important thing. So it's a very good point, and it's something that entrepreneurs and fintechs need to be conscious of as they pursue opportunities, because it is something that needs to be deliberate. It needs to be planned, and it needs to be invested in, building a secure, robust, and trust-based platform that we can then offer and partner our services through.
Okay, so thanks, Richard. So yeah, why I ask so because in the past few years we has a lot of question. Okay, I want to partner with bank and the bank is not open enough, but we slowly can observe that this is actually a two-way collaboration, and then we need to build trust and then find the suitable angles to work together. So I hope that Richard's sharing can give some insight to some early fintech what they should do earlier. Maybe also how to build a trusted use case with the bank to open up the collaborations. So I think the
Yep.
time is almost up. So thanks again for Richard's support, and
Thanks,
then
Jack.
hopefully we can see you next year again and physically. Yeah, thanks for
Mate,
support.
I think I have to come. Like, as one of the few who's been to all of them, I think you've just invited me again, so I'll see you next year.
Yeah, okay, thanks again, Richard. Okay, see you soon.
Thank you,
Okay,
Trevor.
bye bye.